Hi, I'm James Preller, and I'm the author of the Jigsaw Jones Mystery Series. I've written more than 42 books in that series, and today what I'd like to do is read the first book in that series out loud, probably in a series of videos, and share them with you on YouTube, with anyone who really wants to read them, or teachers, parents who want to share them with your young readers. Okay, these are chapter books, and the first book is titled The Case of Hermie the Missing Hamster. What I should say is not all of those books are in print anymore. In fact, this one, you cannot get it. You have to go on eBay or something like that and pay exorbitant prices. You can't find this book anymore other than a lot of teachers, a lot of classroom teachers have these books in their bins, the old James Preller section or mystery section, some libraries, but also thanks to the good work of people at Macmillan Publishers, there are 14 Jigsaw Jones books that are published. And if you see, they're actually bigger and re-illustrated. I mean, revised, new covers, all of that good stuff. So if you don't know Jigsaw, this is a great place to start, a good introduction. And if you do, hey, it's always cool to have an author read their own work. And we'll see how it goes. I'm either going to get 2 or 3 chapters in. I don't want to go on too long. This book is dedicated to Lisa, my wife. Lisa is a nurse midwife. Today is Saturday. She's working in the hospital. She's taking care of the sick, taking care of pregnant women and their families. She does an amazing job, and we are especially proud of her in these days, in these difficult days. Schools are closed, all kinds of uncertainty is out there, and there's good people doing their best to make sure that we're all safe and we're in the best possible hands. So this book was dedicated to Lisa 22 years ago when I first wrote it, and let this reading also still be dedicated to her, my amazing life. Chapter 1, Jigsaw Jones, Private Eye. It was Sunday afternoon, 4:36 p.m. I was in my office on the dirty side of town. Okay, actually I was in my treehouse in the backyard, but it had a wooden sign that read, Office. And it was dirty. But that's no big deal. When you're in my line of work, you get used to a little bit of dirt. No, I don't make mud cakes for a living. I'm a detective. For $1 a day, I make problems go away. I was working on my new Life in the Jurassic Jigsaw puzzle. It wasn't going great. Okay, it was going crummy. My dog, Rags, yapped below. I told him to be quiet. Rags kept on barking. It was one of those days. Suddenly, a voice called out, Hey, Jigsaw, you up there? My next-door neighbor, Wingnut O'Brien, climbed the treehouse ladder. His real name was Timothy, but everyone called him Wingnut because of his ears. They were 3 sizes too big for his head. Wingnut didn't mind his nickname. In fact, he liked it. Wingnut was proud of his oversized ears. They made him feel special. Go figure. I thought they made him look, well, like a wingnut. What are you up to? Wingnut asked. Oh, about 10 feet, I answered. Wingnut looked down. Yeah, he said. Wingnut was 6 years old, a year younger than me. Hey, let me show you the piece of art. This is illustrated by R.W. Alley. And there it is, Jigsaw in his treehouse. As a kid, growing up, I never had a treehouse. I always wanted a treehouse. I never got one. So when I started writing about Jigsaw, I thought I'm going to give him the treehouse I never had. So there it is. It's nothing fancy, but it is cool, and I wish I had one. When you're an author, you can kind of create the world you want. Wingnut was 6 years old, a year younger than me. He wore blue jeans, a hockey jersey, and a frown. "Listen, Jigsaw, I've got a problem," Wingnut said. "I make problems go away," I answered, "but it'll cost you. You know my rate. I get $1 a day." Wingnut's eyes started to water. "Oh, brother." I handed him a box of Kleenex. In this line of work, you see a lot of tears. It pays to keep Kleenex around, especially if you don't have the stomach to watch somebody slobber all over his new hockey jersey. Wingnut looked at me with sad, pitiful eyes. Between sobs and sighs, he sputtered, "Hermie's gone." Hermie was Wingnut's golden hamster. It looked like this might be a job for Jigsaw Jones. Business had been slow and I needed the cash. Puzzles don't grow on trees, you know. See, I've been solving problems in my neighborhood and at school ever since kindergarten. I was in 2nd grade now in Miss Gleason's class. But some things never change. There are always problems. Missing cupcakes, stolen baseball gloves, lost hamsters. There will always be a need for me, Jigsaw Jones, Private Eye. Chapter 2, A Slithery Suspect. I nodded toward an empty glass jar. Wingnut dug into his pockets. He dropped 2 quarters, 2 dimes, a rubber band, and 5 nickels. "You're a nickel short," I pointed out. Wingnut's face got all squinched up like he was going to cry or something. "You can owe me," I said. I took out my detective journal. It was a big fat notebook. I never left home without it. I turned to a clean page and wrote the following words: "The case of the missing hamster." Underneath, I made 2 neat rows. On the top of one, I wrote "suspects." On the other, "clues." I underlined both words. Then I took out my colored markers and drew a picture of a hamster. It looked like a rock with eyes and a tail. Wingnut waited. I told him that this looked like a tricky case. "Before we go any further," I said, "let me call my partner. Wait here." I ran into the house and called Mila. Luckily, she was home. "Meet me at the office," I told her. "We've got a case." "Don't forget to put rags inside," Mila reminded me. Mila was allergic to rags. Anything with fur made her sneeze. So she tried to stay away from cats and dogs. Mila lived around the corner, and we'd been friends since we were in diapers. Mila worked with me on all the big cases. I paid her 50 cents a day. Mila demanded equal pay for equal work. It was a lot of money, but she was worth every cent. Mila was over in 10 minutes. When Mila climbed up the ladder, she was humming the short vowel song. We learned it in Miss Gleason's class last week. Mila sang, and here, I have to apologize. I'm going to sing this for you, and I have the worst singing voice ever. This is bad. So here we go. We'll get through this. We will get through this. Where is short A? Where is short A? Here I am. Here I am. I am in a hat rack. Cracker Jacks and fat cats. A. Where is short E? Where is short E? Here I am. Here I am. I am in a red bed. Jelly, eggs, and jet sets. E. Mila loves to sing, and in pretty much all of the Jigsaw Jones books, she sings a song. If Mila wasn't humming something, she was probably singing. I didn't mind. She had a pretty voice, unlike some people we know. We all sat together on the floor of the office. I poured lemonade and told Mila about the missing hamster. Mila was all business. When did you see Hermie last? She asked Wingnut. Yesterday morning, Wingnut sniffled. He was in his cage with Sammy, that's my other hamster, and happily gnawing on a piece of cardboard. How did you know he was happy? I asked. Wingnut shrugged. I don't know. He just had a happy face, I guess. Show me, I said. Wingnut was confused. Does it matter? Everything matters, I said. A mystery is like a jigsaw puzzle. You can't put it together until you have all the pieces. Show me, I repeated. What exactly did Hermie look like yesterday morning? Wingnut half closed his eyes. He squinched out his cheeks. He tightened his lips and poked out his two front teeth. I had to admit it. Wingnut looked like a happy hamster with really big ears. Thanks, Wingnut, I said. You never know. That may be the missing piece that we'll need to solve the mystery. Mila twisted her long black hair and sighed. She asked Wingnut, did Hermie have any enemies? Wingnut thought for a moment. No, he said. Everybody loves Hermie, even Jake, and he's a teenager. Most teenagers don't like anything. Jake, better known as Jake the Snake, was Wingnut's big brother. He was 14 years old and a little strange. People called him Jake the Snake because he loved snakes. I mean, this guy really loved snakes. He had snake books, snake t-shirts, snake posters, but most important of all, he had a pet snake, Rosie Boa. It was pretty big. Sometimes Jake brought it outside, wrapped around his shoulders. It was long, smooth, and totally gross. To be honest, I didn't really like snakes, not even from a distance. Under the word suspects, I wrote Jake. In the beginning of a mystery, everyone is a suspect, and anything is possible. Think hard, I told Wingnut. Would anyone or anything want to hurt Hermie? Wingnut shrugged his shoulders. Well, I guess an owl would love to get at Hermie. I mean, he'd make a nice meal. Disgusting, Mila said. Any other enemies? I asked. Cat, maybe, Wingnut said. Then he thought some more. A snake? Mila sat bolt upright. Did you say snake? Wingnut got all worried looking. You don't think Jake Snake is only a suspect, I told Wingnut. We'll need to come over to your house and look for clues. Okay, but it's almost dinner time. I can't have friends over on school nights. Sure, Wingnut. I patted him on the back. Maybe tomorrow after school. Don't worry, pal. We'll find Hermie. Wingnut left us alone in the office. What do you think? I asked Mila. I think, she said, that we need to do some research. About hamsters? I asked. Yes, she said, and about the eating habits of snakes. We'll stop there. Chapter 1 and 2, and come back and we'll keep this ball rolling. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Bye-bye.